Hi class, as you get ready to write your lit review this weekend, which will be due on Monday, November 12th at midnight, I went ahead and looked back at some of the work by previous students to give you some ideas I have about things that you're going to want to look out for as you prepare your own lit review. So one of the things I want to recommend is that you make sure that you use APA-style headings to identify different topics and subsections of your paper. You don't have to go beyond heading levels 1 or 2. That's sufficient. It just helps give some structure to the paper for your reader and helps them understand the flow of what you're presenting. I also want to make sure that you all are writing with a logical flow. And that you're actually synthesizing the sources that you found. So I've got a resource I'm adding to our course shell that talks about the difference between summarizing and synthesizing. Summarizing is more like what you did with the individual articles for the annotated bibliography, where you just presented a brief factual summary of what it is that the article was about and what the author's findings were. Synthesis is when you bring together multiple articles that are on a similar topic and you present their information in ways that connect those multiple resources. It is okay, in fact it can be a lot more interesting if you have more than one perspective in your literature review. It's not a requirement, but I'm just letting you know it's okay. If you find resources that don't agree, let your readers know that and cite those sources. If you want to see examples, additional examples of literature reviews, there are a couple ways you can do that. I did provide a resource, I think in Module 6, that shows 8 different types of lit reviews and how they can be organized. You can search in ProQuest education journals or in the EBSCO Education Source Complete for literature review and look at examples of literature reviews that have been published in other journals. The other thing you can do is look at pretty much any scholarly article, and if you look at the introduction or overview section that comes at the beginning of the article, that essentially is a mini literature review where the authors are presenting a framework upon which their subsequent research is grounded. So those are some different ways that you can look at that. There are a lot of ways to organize the information and present it, and that are all right. I'm not looking for one particular way, thematic, chronological, whatever makes sense for your topic. The other thing I want to say is that the literature reviews that you see published in journals, the authors have probably taken weeks and months to prepare and pull together. And what you're doing, you're students new to the field of adult learning theory. So yes, you're taking a deeper dive with this assignment than you have previously in the course to study a particular topic in depth. But at the same time, I recognize you've had 1 to 6 weeks, let's say, learning about your topic and preparing it and pulling it together. My hope is that as you read more articles and prepare for this literature review, that you're learning a lot about your topic and expanding the range of knowledge that you have on your topic and then presenting your learning to me. Let's see. The other thing I will say is take a look at the rubric. You can find that under assignments, and when you look at the literature review, there's a link to a document that's the rubric. You'll see that the majority of your assignment is graded. I'm sorry, I'm trying to navigate so I can see it myself. I don't have it memorized. It is focused on resource analysis and use, and the topic selection. Take a look at the rubric, read through what is considered at standard. I use the rubric when I grade all of your assignments, and I pay attention to this. If you have any questions about what any of that means, feel free to post those to the Q&A section so I can answer the question for you personally and for the other students in the class. The first paper was worth 100 points. This paper and your next assignment are each worth 200 points, and the final paper is worth 300 points. That's done intentionally to sort of help scaffold and scale up the percentage of the grade that the assignments are worth as you gain more knowledge with your research and also with the topic of adult learning theory. I also am going to load a sample literature review into the shell this week that connects to the synthesis matrix on competency-based education from last week. If you think it might be helpful to you, print out the matrix and the article or look at them online side by side and see how that author used the matrix to carry over into their paper. The papers and examples I show you are not perfect, but they're solid examples of work from previous students, and I think they can be really helpful as you're getting ready to write your own papers. It's a long weekend. It's a holiday weekend. I am traveling just a tiny bit this weekend, but I check my emails regularly, and I check into the class shell once or twice a day to see if there are any questions that you've posted. And I know we also have the discussion board going on this week. And I feel like I haven't been in the class shell as much this week as I usually am. I apologize for that. But I'll take a look at the discussions that have been posted so far. It's Thursday. Most things are due today. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you write about Kolb's experiential cycle of learning. And I'm a resource if you get stuck and you're looking for information and you can't find it, let me know. Maybe I can help you locate it. So have a great week. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the process of learning as you pull your literature review together. And I look forward to reading what you write.